Hello students, I am coming with another important lecture on colloids, purification of the colloids. You know that when we prepare colloids, they have excessive electrolytes and impurities. But they have excessive electrolytes and impurities are present in them. The excessive electrolytes, for example, you may have potassium ion, hydroxide ion, sodium ion, OH minus ions, H plus or Cl. The electrolytes are present. You see, when we use the preparation of the colloids, we use the electrolytes also in one of the method of peptidization. So there are some excess ions and some impurities which are also like true solution size particles which are present in the colloids. And if excess of these are present, then these colloids can coagulate or break down. So we want to remove excess electrolytes or impurities from the colloids. But if we completely remove all the electrolytes, then also the colloids will not be stable, they will coagulate. Because there is a charge on the surface of the colloid particles which is responsible for the stability of the colloids. You already know about that. Therefore, we are saying reducing the impurities plus electrolytes to minimum requisite amount from colloidal solution is known as purification of the colloid. That is what we mean by purification of the colloids. Now, what are the methods which I will use for the purification of the colloids, students? I am talking today of dialysis. I am talking of electrodialysis, and I am interested in ultrafiltration. I hope students you already have some idea what I am talking about. You know that dialysis is also used in for the treatment of the kidney diseases, for the purification of the blood in the hospitals. There is a treatment which is there in the medical treatment. The term same is there, dialysis. And electrodialysis is what we are talking about, increasing the speed of dialysis by applying an electric field. And filtration, you are quite familiar with the ordinary filtration process in the chemistry, but here I am talking of ultrafiltration. We will tell you what is it, what is the difference between filtration and ultrafiltration. So these are the some three methods which we are going to discuss for the removal of excessive electrolytes and impurities which are present in the colloids. One by one, students, let us see first what is dialysis. What is dialysis? Dialysis. Students, what you have colloids, and the size of the colloid particle is 1 to 1000 nanometer, and we are saying you have electrolytes. Like I said, there could be sodium ions, OH minus ions, H plus ions, Cl minus ions. You have excessive amounts of these. So if I use a semi-permeable membrane, you are familiar with this term, students, SPM in solution. Also we were talking of that, which is, you know that animal membrane can be used, cellophane sheet can be used, or parchment paper can be used. What are these, students? If you have a bag of this, supposing you have a bag of this membrane, this is my membrane, which I am saying SPM, semi-permeable membrane. What happens is the diffusion takes place, diffusion takes place, the size of pores in such semipermeable membrane is such that the true solution particles of the electrolytes they can pass through membrane. You already know that the size is less than 1 nanometer. 1 nanometer less size particles, they will pass through this. If I have a solution, what happens is their diffusion will take place. Diffusion can take place. I am saying that the particles of the size of the less than 1 nanometer electrolytes or impurities, they can diffuse through this membrane. And colloidal particles, we are saying these are colloidal particles, they are bigger in size. Therefore they will remain inside the bag of the membrane. Let me show you what I am trying to tell you. What we are trying to tell you, let us see. What I said, that here is my bag which contains colloidal solution. So there is a colloidal solution. Here are my colloidal particles, which are colloidal particles. They are larger in size, 1 to 1000 nanometer. Here 1 to 1000 nanometer. And what I do, students, let me take what I will do. Here I am saying that there is water in, and here I am taking water out. So this is the bag which contains, this is my semi-permeable membrane, which you are saying could be parchment paper or animal bladder. Okay, let it be animal bladder. So there is a water flow continuously in this. Water is flowing, and water is going out from here. This is my water. I am flowing water continuously from here. This is a membrane. Diffusion will take place here. What is happening? Diffusion of the electrolytes or impurities, they are smaller in size, they will diffuse from the membrane to the water. Since there is a continuous flow of the water, these impurities are carried out from this, and more process continues. So this is an example of dialysis, but it is a very slow process. Dialysis is a slow process. So I want to increase the speed of the dialysis. That is why I use the term electrodialysis. That means electrodialysis is nothing but when I apply an electric field is applied to increase the speed of dialysis. I hope you understand my meaning. What I will do is I will apply an electric field. Here I am putting 2 electrodes, students. Electrodes. These are my electrodes, and I am attaching a battery now. So what will happen, students? One of the plate is negative, other plate is positive. So this is negative, this is positive. Since the electrolytes are charged particles, electrolytes have charges, electrolytes have ions, they are charged particles. So what will they do? You have, for example, if you have potassium and hydroxide ion, one is a positive cation and another is a negative anion. So under the influence of electric field, the positive ions will move towards, this is my positive ion, it will move towards the negative plate, and negative ion will move towards the positive plate. So what will happen? The electrolytes which are present in this, they will start moving at a faster speed. The speed of the diffusion will increase. The rate of diffusion increases because the charged particles under the influence of electric field will move towards the opposite field faster, and dialysis becomes quite fast and efficient. This is called electrodialysis. Dialysis under the influence of electric field is called electrodialysis. So everything is clear that what I am saying, electrodialysis means dialysis under the influence of electric field, and the main function is it increases the speed of the diffusion of the impurities and electrolytes from this bag. This bag is nothing but SPM, semi-permeable membrane, which cellophane paper can be also used. So cellophane sheets can be used, parchment paper can be used, and the size of pores is such that the electrolytes or impurities pass, but colloidal particles are bigger in size. They do not pass through this parchment paper. And you know the dialysis has a importance that purification of the blood, is done by this. Blood is colloidal in nature, and what happens is, when there are impurities in the blood, you know, kidneys perform the function of purification of blood. Same thing is there. What we are using there, artificial kidney is used, students, which is nothing but electrodialysis. Electrodialysis is used for the purification of the blood when there are impurities like electrolytes or other substances. Artificial kidney is created, which is the same system as I have shown here. The blood is passed through the artificial kidney machine, in which electrodialysis takes place. The impurities diffuse through the membrane, through the semi-permeable membrane. They are removed, and the blood is sent back to the blood vessels in the body. So the failure of kidney is nothing but what we are doing, dialysis in the hospitals for the purification of the blood. Blood is colloidal in nature. Impurities will pass through semi-permeable membrane. Electrodialysis is used to speed up the process. So students, I hope this is clear. Now I am coming to the next part, which is also important. I am talking of ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration for the purification of colloids. Again, students, you are aware of ordinary filter paper, which you use in chemistry lab. Now in chemistry lab, the ordinary filter paper pore size is large. This may be around 11 micrometer. So in this both colloidal particles and your impurities will pass through. Hence cannot be used for separation of colloidal particles from the impurities. Therefore, we prepare ultra filter paper which has pore size maybe 1/100 to 1/1000 of 11 micrometer, which I have written here. The pore size will become much smaller in the ultra filter paper. How will you prepare this ordinary filter paper? I will take ordinary filter paper. You can put this in gelatin, or you can put in colloid ion solution. What is colloid ion solution, students? 4% solution of cellulose, nitrocellulose in alcohol and ether as a solvent. So 4% solution of nitrocellulose in ether or solvent. I will dip my ordinary filter paper in this, and then I will add formaldehyde to harden the filter paper. And now I have prepared the ultra filter paper. The pore size is much less, which I have written here. So the pore size is about 0.001 micrometer. So this pore is now very small, and colloidal particles cannot pass through this, but the other particles of the true solution and electrolytes will pass through this, and this process is also slow. So what we will do, that to speed up the process, speed up ultra filtration, we will apply pressure. So pressure is applied, or suction pumps are used in order to speed up the ultra filtration process. By this method, students, we are able to separate and filter the colloids from the impurities, and then we reform these colloidal solutions. Therefore, students, here I have told you the 3 important processes about the purification of the colloids. In my next lecture, I will talk about the properties of the colloids.